Just briefly, I want to talk about two things. It's to do with the Jay Slater case. Whoa, hold fire, I'm not regurgitating material. I just made up two anonymous polls. I just wanted feedback from you guys. If you do want to give me a bit of feedback, then step on in, grab that coffee, I hope it's still warm, and welcome to Aldon's Reviews and True Crime. So first of all, the Inquest. So Chris Tenerife, he put up another video. I know he's having a to and fro with Duncan, and I like to remain neutral on these things. I've got nothing against both the guys really, and Duncan has questions and Chris Tenerife has answers, and he wants to set up a meeting. I didn't want to talk about that anyway. It was to talk about the supposed inquest, the major big inquest that is going on. I believe there have been 3 of them already, because I was led to believe that an inquest in criminologic terms is supposed to be about causes of death, and that's all. That's it. That's all. Nothing else. So no phone checking, no pulling in major witnesses, no interrogations. Because that, to me, an inquest, that he indicated that the inquest, and I gather you must have knowledge, that's fine, you've got knowledge of this. I just need to know, I don't really need to know, because I put down on the poll, do you feel that this inquest should be private? We're talking about it. Surely the witnesses, if people are going to be questioned, they're going to go, oh, an inquest is coming. Oh, I've got my story right already. I've had time. I've got my phone sorted. I've got someone looking at that data and twiddled it about of my phone itself. I've got a new one, or I've got that SIM card adjusted. Everything's in place. No problem. You know, I've got my alibi sorted. Put me on a lie detector. I can beat one of those. So I don't understand. If you could inform me if somebody knows, when I talk about fact, I don't really talk about fact, because I talk about a viewpoint, a review, and I say, this is my opinion, but if I'm wrong, it doesn't matter, it doesn't bother me, just tell me, just inform me, and I stand corrected. That's why I don't say, this happened, this is fact, this is what happened, blah, 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 otherwise I'd look a fool afterwards. So is it an inquestic investigation, or is it just the inquest? I can't see him pulling up the body from the coffin and doing another autopsy, because that's to find cause of death. They've already done that twice. I've gave my viewpoint on that. James Adley, he just copied what the Guardian said and said, yeah, he fell off, it was broken bones and fallen off a cliff. That was the cause of death, blah, blah, blah. Nothing about identification of the teeth, nothing about whether it's actually him or not. It was just fag packet report, very about 1 paragraph, was it? He's in the media. He likes the publicity. I know we all like publicity, don't we, really, in a small way. I don't know. And also monetization was talked about. Anyone can see what I make, which I'm a small fry, so I make practically nothing. I've got a job, and that's how I make money. So I don't know. So Duncan doesn't make any money as well, so that's not his reason for doing it. Other content creators are bigger, and it is their job, and that's fine by them, but that is their job. That's what they do, and that's how they make money. That's fine. Nothing to do with me. They can do that. That's fine. So put down in the comments what your idea of an inquest is. Is it just cause of death and nothing else, or is it everything as is suggested by people? It means everything. So that does mean phone data and pulling in witnesses and interrogation, etc. Interrogation type of techniques. Otherwise, what's the point? What's the point in doing half an investigation? What is the point? They're saying this information. So there's loads of CCTV, but Duncan was saying there aren't many cameras around the particular area, but we know that there's something. We know that something. There's more to it. That's my view. It's more to it. He didn't fall off a cliff. That's my view. That doesn't mean it's fact. I don't see how it was fact that he did fall off a cliff. There was an indication. I wouldn't say there was full evidence. It's just that everything around that case, it stank. Everything around that case. And the elaborate measure of planting a body was said to be a conspiracy theory, but it was just what was happening at the time when they found that body. But I won't go into that. That's been done 1,000 times. I don't want to go into that. So that's the inquest. The second thing I want to talk about is the documentary. So we're going into inquest. And then we're talking about documentary, two different things. The inquest, in my mind, should be covert. Okay, I'm nosy, and I'd want to know, and I'd want it put out there in the public. But really, it should be a private investigation. If people have got to go to prison, at the end of the day, they go to prison. If they don't, they don't. If they're getting cleared, then they're getting cleared. It's not a public thing, in my mind. The documentary, there's said to be two documentaries. Is there two documentaries? Is there one documentary? It's all hearsay again. I don't know. MWT said that inquest and documentary, but then he said he had nothing to do. He indicated that he had something to do with the documentary, and then he indicated that he didn't have anything to do with the documentary, and he wanted funding for his trips and jollies to find people because the police aren't doing their work properly, and he wanted to go in and find people. And he was a former family liaison officer in the police, and he's got knowledge of how the police work, etc. I don't know, something like that. So documentaries, in my mind, a documentary is just as bad. It's not bad, in my opinion, but other people think social media and creators are bad for talking about cases and presenting their viewpoints, because everything should be fact, where nothing is. But suspicions, I would say, can be talked about, in my view. But anyway, some people believe that creators shouldn't talk about cases, so there won't be any sort of such true crime on. So there won't. The camera moved then. That was clever. Didn't do anything. It just moved. There it goes. Moved again. Oh, I've got the. That's clever. I've got the sensor on. That's good. Didn't know I had that on. Clever feature, isn't it? What was I talking about? Yeah, so social media circus. You shouldn't be doing that, you shouldn't be saying that. But they're making documentaries. So the same people are saying there'll be a documentary. And the family are really going to present what they think about this case. So surely that's a media circus. So it's just as bad as a social media creator putting it all out there on camera. Because you're putting something out there on camera, it's a viewpoint. Unless they have facts and evidence that points to Jay falling off that cliff, and I'm sorry to the family and everybody concerned, my condolences, as I've already said, as everybody said 1,000 times. But surely that's just the same thing. It's a documentary to give a viewpoint, perhaps slate a few people. Don't see how they can prove that he did, but if they've got hidden evidence, surely that would be put out in the first place, unless they've found something else. So perhaps this documentary will reveal, maybe it'll work in coordination with this inquest / investigation. Maybe they'll work both together. Maybe they're waiting for the inquest to happen and then document. Or are they going to make the documentary and then make the inquest? But surely if they have the inquest after the documentary, they would then have to make another documentary saying, we got it wrong, the inquest has come out with this information, so probably best to wait until the inquest comes out, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but you're going to tell me anyway. Mark Williams Thomas, he said a week ago and another few months ago, it's been about, 7-8 months from June, when Jay passed away, and he's had this information. Now, he's saying that the family have this information now, and he doesn't want to present it to everybody. Why would he present it to everybody anyway? It should be private, which it is, but surely if it has a bearing on the case, the police should know about it. Why talk about it on social media and say, I know something, and then not say what it is? Why don't you just not say anything? I don't understand what this it seems like self-promotion. So you're trying to drag viewers in and then say, I'm going to tell you the information when the time's right. So they're all waiting, or all watching, or giving you views, and what is he going to talk about? So every video that comes up, oh, here he is, he's going to talk about this information. I won't reveal it yet, not yet. And then a week later, I'm not going to reveal it yet. And then a month later, I won't reveal it, but I know all the family have told me not to say anything. Surely you just wouldn't say the family's that's not telling I give up, whatever it is, whatever. Madness. But I also want to just touch briefly on the social media when they have feuds, or it's kind of just a friendly feud, isn't it? It's not bullying. I'm from where they had feuds on the dark side, and the other channel where it's kind of a waiting room to the dark side on that one as well. The waiting room had meetups and fights, etc. The other dark side, I mean, that had meetups and deaths and killing people. Wasn't a good one, really. Dark side, dark web and all that. But I'm presuming it's all banter, so I hope this interview would be good between some of the creators, Duncan and Chris Tenerife and Lucky. It was comical, I think. I think it was just a comical kind of thing. But Chris Tenerife says, yeah, he's kind of presenting, say what you're saying to my face. We understand that. It's a manly thing. That's all it is, I think. It would be good to clear the air and just have a debative style interview. Could do it on a live. Don't need to meet face to face, but then again, it would be nice for them guys to have a holiday in Barbados. I don't know if he lives there already, but maybe he does. I didn't think he did. I thought he lived in the West Country because of Duncan's accent. Your accent's West Country, maybe. But if they do meet, they might not. They might come away, and they probably still won't agree. But it's kind of a respective debate on things, perhaps. Perhaps that's the way that it should be presented. Money could go to charity if it is made, because it's not monetized. So they could put it into charity, couldn't they, really? Whatever's made from views on whoever's channel it is. Perhaps that would be a good cause. But with the to and fro in, there are certain things that are not accurate, and I think things get misconstrued. I don't think anybody's really evil or vindictive between the parties involved. It is social media. It is kind of real, being true crime, but kind of not real. So we need to decipher what is real and what isn't real. Humour helps. Humour is good. If somebody finds the humour, if you're making fun of someone and the person you're making fun of doesn't really see the funny side, then I would see that, I would stop. I would not encourage that. But yeah, I do see a bit of a funny side between what the two are doing. But yeah, maybe could put a cap on that, or could carry on further. It could be quite amusing. Comedy show as well, alongside the complicated and upsetting matters that true crime does present. If you are upset about anything I've said, or it does get too much for you, then just go to bed tonight with a clear mind and don't have any nasty dreams. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Helps the channel. Helps me buy equipment. I am going to fit my other mics. This one, the sound isn't great. I'm going to fit the other mics that I've got, and that costs money, but I can fund it. I can fund it. I can handle it. Of course I can. I'm a millionaire. Thank you for watching.